Salud, David. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a new edition of inSTAR Show live here on Instagram, just like we are already used to. Today we travel to the amazing Brazil, where we meet the young, talented, ambitious and creative actor Bruno Fagundes, widely known in Romania through the series 3%, the first Brazilian Netflix original series in Portuguese language. Bruno is a complex person, born and raised in an artistic family, with ties in the theater world and also cinema and music back home in Brazil. I can't wait to get to know him better, so let's invite him to join the conversation inSTAR Show.
Hey!
Hello. Hola,
I loved
Bruno.
your introduction.
Como você está?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Hey! That's pretty
and I
much
love
all I know.
I love how you said my name. Bruno Fagundes was perfect. Perfect Portuguese.
Okay.
Yes.
I was a bit emotional because I didn't know how to say your name correctly. So
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I googled a little bit. So
Okay.
I heard it because I missed said it yesterday or Wednesday. Wednesday I had another guest, and at the end of the show I say who's the next guest, and I said Bruno Fagundes, like
Yes.
Spanish, but it's not.
No, it's almost like that. It's like, because if you read it correctly, it's Bruno Fagundes, but in Portuguese we say Bruno Fagundes. We kind of like swallow in the letter E, so it gets like a sound of I, but it's correct. It's perfect. And I loved your intro. Thank you so much for having me. It's a crazy journey that 3% is taking me everywhere in the world. So I'm pretty amazed and happy to be here with you, with a lot of Romanian fans, which I didn't even know I had. So it's a pleasure.
Yeah, Romania really loves the series, and it's quite a success here. I'll be honest, I started the series late. I didn't watch it from the beginning. I started it this year, but I was done with it in a week. So I was so captivated. I was like, wow, this is an amazing series. Everybody has to watch it. And when I heard that the season 4 was the last one, I was a bit sad. But I was like, wow.
I know, yeah. I'm sad too. I mean, all of the cast and all of the crew members, everyone's sad because it's been a journey, a long journey. I've been working for Netflix and for the show for 3 years now. So we became a family. We're very close. All of the cast, we're like really close friends. Me and Bianca, she's really my sister. She became my sister during the process. And yeah, it's so sad to say goodbye, but at the same time, it's awesome that this story is not it wasn't interrupted. You know, there's a beginning, there's a middle of it, and there's the end. So it's amazing for us to have something put out there, which was finished and well done. So we're happy with it as well.
Sure. Welcome everybody who's joining us in this live. If you have any comments or questions that you want to ask Bruno, you can write them in the comments, or you have a little box there with a question mark. You can also send them over there. I will see them and put them on the feed, so we can see them, and Bruno maybe can answer to them.
Thank you for being here. I just saw a friend of mine is in John Drops. He's amazing. He's the funniest person in Brazil.
Oh, hi.
a lot of amazing people. Thank you so much for being here with us. This is my first ever live in English, so I'm excited.
Oh, nice. But you speak very well English. You should hear me talk in Portuguese. 0%, not 3%.
0%, yes. Portuguese is difficult. It's a difficult language. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, what did this all this experience 3% 3% means to you? Did you learn anything from the character or that you play in the series?
Yeah, it's so interesting to play a character that is so complex as Andre, because he is filled with a lot of traumas, and he's been through a lot as a child, as
Mhm.
growing up and taking care of Michelle. He had to uh, to take care of her while taking care of himself, and feeling a lot of loneliness in the process. So he had to make it through a living to survive all of the crazy things that happened to him. So maybe that made him more strict to his visions and very obsessed with Maralto, because Maralto saved his life. The offshore saved his life in a way. So he's thankful but also obsessed. So what I've learned with Andre is to be compassionate about what he feels. It's very easy to point fingers and say that the character make mistakes and he's an evil person, but there's a story behind that. There's a reason for him to be that way. So for me, what's interesting as an actor is to understand exactly what makes him human
Mhm.
and what makes him do the things he does. So I've learned to not judge by the cover. You know, we say that, like, judge a book by the cover. I've learned to get really in touch with the humanity and the reasons beneath all of those actions. So I had to learn to be more flexible, maybe, in a way. And the show itself changed my life completely. I've learned a lot as an actor. It's amazing to have my work seen abroad, which
Mhm.
is something that I've always dreamed of. So the show completely changed my life.
That's amazing. But let's say, like, in a parallel universe, if that situation really existed, what would you do better, or I don't know, different?
My God, I don't know. I think I'd be from the cause, of course. I'm that type of
Okay.
I'm the cause person. Definitely, I would be fighting against the process, because myself, I don't really believe in the process. I think it's really it's bad for people. It hurts people. So I would definitely fight against it. I would be beside Joanna if there was a real life situation. And so it's very difficult to put myself in that kind of position, because it's a crazy world living in the series. I mean, it's a very dystopic world. So yeah, I don't know, but I think I'll fight against it. Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking when I was watching the show, I was thinking, okay, just 3% of the population goes on that island, but how big is that island? You know, because 3% of the whole thing is like, that's a lot of space.
Yes, yeah, it's big. It's a lot of people, but yeah, it's very big. And Brazil is a huge country, so we do have that kind of space in Brazil,
Yeah,
and we also have that kind of disparities between people in Brazil as well. So it's dystopic. It's a bad perspective of the future, but also not very far from where we are now. You know,
true.
so
Unfortunately,
yeah.
it's kind of true. Star Gossip asks you, if do you think that in a realistic, pessimistic way, humanity straightens to the scenario from 3%? You just
Yeah, just like I said, I think if we don't pay attention to what we do today, we might end up being carried away, and taken to a place and a time and a perspective where it's going to be so we're going to be so distant from each other, and we're going to fight against each other for money and power, that is probably going to take us somewhere close to where 3% represents. So it's important for us to pay attention to the artistic movement that is trying to tell us that for a while now. So I think it's possible. It's unfortunately possible. Yes.
what do you think about the future of cinema in Netflix?
The future of Netflix itself.
Yeah, do you think it's going to be the next cinema, or you just
Oh,
States. Because I was talking with Andrea, my friend and colleague from Star Gossip, the other day. I was like, I'd really like to get a cinema online, which we don't
Yeah,
actually have. Because right
yeah,
now we can't go to the cinema and see a movie. We just have to wait. So I would really
exactly.
like to see a cinema online. Do you think that Netflix goes in that direction? What do you think is the future of it?
I think Netflix is already doing this. It's changing the perspective of the industry, of the movie industry, in a way that it wasn't. Uh, we didn't predict that from like 5 years from now. So it's changing a lot, and it's huge. Netflix is huge in the U.S. It's
Mm-hmm.
huge all over the globe. So I think it's already changing the perspective, and the tendency is for us to get more online as we go towards the future, because the future is online. We're doing this to connect ourselves. You're from across the world, and we're doing it
Yeah.
live right now. So I think we're going to be more connected as far as we get to use the technology in our favor. So we have to be careful with our humane perspective, because we cannot be apart from each other. We have to connect each other more and think about the future and ecological issues as well. So I think we need to use the technology and internet in our favor. And I would also love to watch movies online as as a cinema. I would love that.
Yeah. I was just thinking now because if it wasn't for this pandemic, I was supposed to be kind of next to your country. I was supposed to be
Really?
either way in Venezuela or Colombia.
Oh, yeah.
I had
That's
a plan.
so sad.
Yeah, but I had to. I'm in Austria right now, but still, I would love to come and visit the country because it's a beautiful country, as I've seen on internet and on pictures.
I would love to visit your country too. I mean, it's a beautiful place to visit. I've never been, and I love traveling. I'm a great traveler. I love traveling around, and whenever I can, I always travel, and I love traveling by myself. I'm a little bit of an adventure, so I would love to have the opportunity to travel around. And unfortunately, it's been a crazy year for all of us, and well, let's wait.
I also travel by myself. I really like it because I get to connect with people locally, and
Yeah,
I've made so many friends all over the places I go.
exactly, exactly.
We have a question here from Quip24, which is saying, "Will you come back with a Netflix series or a movie?"
I have no idea. Netflix, it's a mystery. I mean, my face is out there. I would love to be working for Netflix for other projects. I do have a movie that I shot during the pandemics
Mhm.
that is probably coming out on Netflix soon, but I don't know anything about it because I'm not involved in the production. But I do know that it's gonna be out in streaming platforms soon, and I hope it's going to be on Netflix. But for now, I have nothing planned. I'm just waiting around and then waiting for new opportunities to come. But you can write for Netflix, you guys. Just text them, go to their Instagram page and say my name to
Ask
them
for
to
Bruno.
them. Ask for me exactly.
I also know that you played alongside your father, Senor Antonio Fagundes, in,
Yes.
bear with me, Meu Pedacio de Show.
Shown. Shown.
Mm.
Yeah, it's difficult. That phonetic is shown. It's
Show.
very Brazilian. Chão,
Okay.
meu pedacinho de chão. Yes.
Was it more overwhelming, or did you feel safer to play with him?
It's crazy because my father is one of the biggest stars in Brazil. He's the greatest actor in Brazil, actually. He's one of the greatest. So
Does he
it's
have
very,
Instagram? You can invite him also to inSTAR show.
yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't speak English. So it's gonna be a little difficult for you to communicate, but uh, yeah, but he does have Instagram. He does have an Instagram account, which is a new addition. He's 72, and he just became an Instagrammer. So it's very
Wow.
interesting to see his Instagram page because he's doing all sorts of stuff. He's cooking to himself. He's like wearing pajamas. It's the funniest thing, and he's super famous in Brazil. So everyone's like crazy about him now that he's on Instagram. But yeah, I grew up in a household in an artistic household,
Mhm.
and that of course shifts my perspective towards an artistic view. And I love being close to my father and my mother. She's also an actress, so I grew up in this environment, and that really made me pay attention to artistic expression in a way that I might not have been a part of it if it wasn't for an artistic family. But working with him is a privilege because he's a great actor, but also we're very close.
Mhm.
So when we got the opportunity to be working together, we did that in theater. We've been working on theater for the past 6 years together because we became partners in production. So we decided to really create history together, for one another. And then it's been great. And then we did the soap opera together as well while I was working on theater with him. And then we were casted for the same soap opera, which was a coincidence almost. And then I remember walking down the corridors of Rede Globo, which was where we shot the telenovela of the soap opera. And then I met him like on the corridor, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "What are you doing here?" And then, well, I'm in this soap opera. What about you? And he said, "Yeah, me too."
Me too.
And we didn't know because he's been working for that company a long time now. So it's a different relation that he has with the company. And I was like doing a lot of auditions, and it was a crazy moment. And then we worked together, and it was amazing. And I don't get really nervous by working with him because we're so confident. We're so intimate with each other, so we help each other a lot. And he, of course, gives me strength to get better, and he's always rooting for me. So it's fun. It's fun to be involved in this environment where family meets work.
It's amazing that you had the chance to do that. I mean, not so many people get to
Yeah,
act alongside his family or dad or mom or sisters, which is so great.
yeah.
Do
But
you
it's
think
also overwhelming because people think that I'm there. I only have opportunities because I have my father, which is a
yeah,
lie because I've been working individually for a long time now, and all of my choices are very different from his choices, and we are doing a different career, opposite career almost. So it's very interesting to be with each other, be close with each other, and yeah, I learned from him a lot, and I'm thankful. I'm very thankful.
yeah. I was about to ask that if you think that growing up in a family of artists, did it help you to understand better the world of art, or do you feel that you had certain benefits or advantages, maybe compared to
Yeah,
somebody else?
I think it helps because as an artist, we deal a
Hmm.
lot with frustrations. We deal a lot with rejection. The rejection as an artist, I mean, you have to face a lot of no's before you get that one yes, and then that's a huge opportunity for you. So the rejection is a incredible amount of rejection. So my father prepared me for that in a way because he knew how the industry worked, and my mother as well. So they kind of prepared me for the things that I would face in my career. So, which it's not really true because when you're working and then you get rejected, it hurts. It hurts for everyone. And
True.
I've been rejected a lot as an actor. So I'm not sure if I do have advantages. I think it's more uh, of a household where we can talk about being an artist and everyone understands.
Yeah.
So my father understands my way of living, and he understands why sometimes I'm not very active, because he understands how the industry works. But apart from that, there's not really an advantage. It's hard work at the end of the day. You have to make it happen. You have to be talented. You have to be dedicated, and you have to learn with your mistakes as everyone else. So
I think
yeah,
more than advantages, I think it's more even more pressure on you, even more
yeah,
challenging to because you can't say your family excuses like, oh, I can't go to work now because I have a headache,
yeah.
because they know what you're going through, they've been through.
Exactly. Yeah, I do feel the pressure sometimes, and I do feel people. like waiting for me to make any mistake. People are always like watching me carefully and closely to understand, like, and to see if I make any mistakes, because I have a extremely famous father.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel the pressure, and I feel a little bit of a prejudice. People are always like, waiting for me to screw up. So sometimes that's a little bit tiring, but I always answer that, and I always deal with that, with work and with movement, always moving forward. And I love what I do, so I'm a workaholic all over. So that doesn't stop me. That never stopped me.
Yeah, you're a Gemini, so I can understand you.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a Gemini. I'm a crazy Gemini.
We have a question for Omi from Brazil. BR, I think, from Brazil. If you have the chance to play a role in an English show series, what series you'd choose?
Oh my God, that would be a dream coming true. I mean, I would love to play a character in a I don't know, in an American series or English TV show, whatever. I don't know which one I would choose. There are so many. I would love to play like Stranger Things, something like science fiction, or maybe a
Yeah, I can see
horror
you
show.
playing Stranger Things, actually.
Yeah, right. I
Like
know. I
the
know.
new
I should be there.
kid on the block.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love that. So it is. I mean, I think about it every day, actually. On a daily basis, I'm always thinking about how to manage and how would I create for myself an international career. So I'm always thinking about that.
I have a question here from yourself.
From myself.
Bruno
This is a fan page.
Yeah, it asks it asks you to tell us a little bit more about the new movie. I think it's talking
Okay.
about Amigas de Sorte.
No, that's another one that I've shot in 2018. I think she's asking about the one I told you it's gonna be on Netflix soon, probably. The name of it is Moscow, and the movie is an action movie, and it's kind of remember that movie Sin City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a HQ meets Kill Bill. It's a revenge movie.
Okay.
It's very bloody, and it's pop, like it's colorful, and it's an action movie. It's very interesting, and I love playing the character. The character is a killer, but he's obsessive about cleaning.
Okay.
So he's always cleaning stuff. So it's funny. It's funny. It's a funny character. So I can't
It
wait.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, after Andrea, everyone's casting me for villains, so
Yeah.
I'm happy with that as well, because I
Villains or
could,
police officers.
yeah, I could showcase another part of my experience and my career with Andrea that I haven't done before, because I have this nice face. I'm always smiling, and then people like write me all the time, like, "Oh my God, you're actually nice," and I say, "Yes, that's I'm an actor. I'm
Yeah.
playing a character there." So, and now everyone's trying to cast me for villains, and I love that, which I love.
Talking about characters and roles, what has been the role that has caused you, I don't know, a change in your personality so far?
Well, all of the characters, we have we bring the character with us, and we carry the character around all the time, because the character it's me. It's my vision. It's the way I created it, and my creation is based on my all of my life experience. So all of the characters, I always think about that when a project is over. I feel that the character comes back within, comes back within myself, and it's crazy because I created it, I developed it, and I think about the character a lot. And then after it's over, you feel like you feel kind of lost, So you need to get back to it and put it inside yourself to understand how you're gonna transform yourself into another character in a year or two, you know. So I feel that I carry around all my characters, and they all have changed me in a way, and I'm very grateful for all of them because I've learned with them, and I've learned through them, through their lines, through their actions. So it's always a learning and a very amazing process. But I'm a stage actor, so I've been doing stage acting for most of my life, and so on stage I've done like amazing characters on stage, and one of the characters that I've learned a lot with the character is I played a deaf character once,
Okay.
and in a play called Tribes. It's an English play, and I loved doing it. I love doing it because it really changed my perspective about deaf community and how people deal with that disability. So it was really amazing for me. It opened my eyes to a new universe, and it's really close to my heart. So I love learning with the characters, and I love being diverse in my choices. You know, I think that's what makes a great actor is for you to be able to do all types of character. And I've been trying to do that with my career, to choose closely and very carefully the characters that I play, but the main choice is for them to be different from each other.
It's amazing. I was saying that to, I think, to almost every actor that I had on the show as a guest, that congrats that you can do the switch on and off. You know, when you when you go into character, you do that, you transform yourself. Your personality becomes one with the character you're playing, and then you end the character, and then you go back to yourself, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's an intellectual process actually, because you think about the character a lot, and you think about how you're gonna turn that line into reality.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a choice that you make. So you choose how you're gonna move, how you're gonna move your eyes, how you're gonna move your hands, and how that's gonna be able to show the person show the people that are watching how that becomes a personality. So it's actually beautiful. It's a work of observation mostly. You know, acting is. So that's why it's so important for an actor to observe everything that happens around him, you know, because we are observers and we kind of like do impressions about life. You know, that's what I love about my job.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I was about to ask you, what do you love? Are you a psychic? You're
What?
answering to all my questions before I even ask.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm a psychic. Yeah, I read minds.
I was about to ask you, what do you love most about your acting career? If you weren't an actor, what would you see yourself doing?
I am an artist all over. I was born an artist, and this is not something that you choose. You know,
okay.
This is something that comes from within. So I was born an artist for sure. I just didn't know what kind of artist I would be while growing up, but. I love painting. I love drawing. I love playing the piano. I love singing. I've done two musical. I've done musical theater. So I've been in two musicals already. So I love everything about art and any type of art expression. So I love creating. I think that's what I love the most. The creativity and how you connect with people. As a Gemini, I love people. I love connecting with people. I love making friends, and making friends while working is something that really drives me, and I really love it. So I love everything about it. I don't know what would I do if I wasn't an actor. I would be probably like a painter or maybe a singer. I don't know, but I do love acting so much. This is part of my life, and this is my life actually.
Maybe you could do dancing. If you're good at dancing, not like myself.
No, I'm terrible at dancing. Terrible. Yeah, it's weird. I don't dance at all. Well, in musical theaters, I have to dance, but it's like very difficult. They have to like spare some time to teach me like individually, because it's a struggle for me. I got like it's difficult. Although I can move myself around, it's a struggle.
Well, what do you think that makes that the main factors that makes the Latin filming and series industry so lively and attractive to the public?
I think we're dealing with storytelling, which is
Mm-hmm.
something that it's always been part of humanity. Um, it's 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 something that bound us as human beings,
Mm-hmm.
for us to be able to share stories. I think that's what makes us more passionate about films and whatever, is that we we let our imagination fly, and then that really bounds us together and connects us. But also dealing with fantasy is also something that I think grabs the attention of everyone, because we're dealing with fantasy and dreams and projections. So I think it's all of that. I think it's really related to aesthetics, but also with a good yeah, a good story behind it, you know, especially when you get emotional around it, or like when you get happy, or when you cry seeing watching a movie. That's the best part, you know, when you connect with someone's heart, you know.
Yeah, if you can deliver the role you're playing or the movie you're playing in to the public, and they feel it, they're like part of it, which is that's amazing. I think that's the main goal of every single movie or series that everybody creates. You know, directors and
Yeah,
stuff. I think that was supposed to be their main goal.
yeah, exactly. Myself, personally, I'm not interested in fame. I don't want to be famous. I want to connect with people, and connect with people through my work. And Andrea gave me that opportunity to make people like hate the character, for example. And it's something that I really love doing, because while hating the character, you're thinking about those kind of issues, you know.
Mm.
So you're changing yourself in a way. So that's why I do what I do, because I want to move people, you know. I want to move people's hearts, you know, and I want to make them think about stuff that they haven't thought about before. So I love doing this. I love creating all this storytelling, and this, yeah, it's a game at the end of the day, you know. It feels
True.
like a game where we're playing together, you know, and I need you to believe what I'm doing, and I need to make it believable. So at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, we connect in another level, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it.
Well, what do you think the art world will look or will be reinvented after this crisis that we all go through?
I have no idea. I mean, no idea. And for me, the worst part about the pandemics is the uncertainty. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea where this is going to take us. As a stage actor, theater is it's not even being considered right now, and I have no idea when it's coming back. So I miss being on stage a lot, and it's something that hurts me. You know.
Yeah.
But and I don't know what's going to happen with theater, for example, with live action performances,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been creating this habit to be inside, to be by ourselves, and then we're going to go out to watch a play. For me, it feels so distant right now from where we're living, you know, that I don't really know what's going to happen. But I'm rooting for everything to go back to normal as quickly as it's possible. And I always say that on my Instagram. If you like theater, if you like museums, if you like going to live performances, after all of this is over, you have to go back,
Go there,
like
yeah.
immediately, because otherwise we're not gonna do it anymore. You know, because we need the audience to stay alive. You know, as an artist, I'm not gonna stop. I'll never stop as an artist. I'll do
Sure.
art until I'm dead. You know, I wanna be a node guy like on stage. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. But the audience needs to be there. Otherwise, we're gonna fade away. So the most important thing is for everyone to go back to where we were before. You know, so that we can exist. But
I
I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, it's all part of the uncertainty, and it drives me crazy, to be honest. I I feel sad like most of the time because I don't know what's going to happen with my career, with my profession. I've been investing so much in what I do, and I want to be on stage fast, you know, soon, and then it drives me
Yesterday, if
crazy.
possible.
Yeah. So let's
I
see,
was
let's see.
I was talking with another guest last week. She is an actress from the USA. She's very big. She has some Ellen awards, and I asked her what is more important for you, to have awards or to get to win awards, to gain awards, or to gain an audience.
Yes.
And
What did she say?
she said that she is more interested in gaining an audience. Because
Yeah.
even though awards, they, I think for me, awards are the way that the audience recognizes your work, you know?
Yeah, but
If you don't have
sometimes,
an audience, you don't have awards.
yeah, yeah. But sometimes an award is it's also a validation of something that you
Yeah.
did, but also sometimes it's not related to success in a way, you know. Um, I don't know. I feel like whenever I read messages from people like watching 3% and writing, I have a lot of messages like, you changed my life, you made me cry, I was so angry at Andre, and then I felt like pity for him, and I felt bad for him because he has such a troubled past and whatever, and that for me is an award itself, you know,
Yeah.
because that's for me is what important. The real thing is it's having to connect with people. That's what I want to do, you know. And awards are like a consequence, you know. And sometimes it doesn't happen. So you have to think about it. You have to think about doing what you love
Yeah.
and loving what you do.
Not doing it for the awards, or you'll end up like
Yeah.
DiCaprio, waiting for the Oscar for years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if you wait for the award, you might get frustrated, you know, if it
Exactly.
doesn't happen. So you might as well just do your job and not think about that, you know.
What can you tell me about your future projects? What would you like to do? What's your, I don't know, your dreams based on what you do?
Yeah, well, I want to, of course, be on stage. So
Yeah.
I am preparing a play for 2021. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I've been working on it. I also do production, so I've been doing all the production, pre-production, so I can be on stage next year. I don't know when, maybe at the end of the year or maybe in the middle of the year. But I've been planning that, and I have everything kind of all sorted out, so I can be on stage next year. So that's a huge plan for me. I also want to do other TV show, of course, because I love working for Netflix. It's been a pleasure for me to be able to broadcast my work in a way that I could never imagine, not even in my wildest dreams, you know. So I'm pretty happy with Netflix opportunity. It's a window, you know, for our work. So I definitely want to do another TV show, but you know, I love so much acting that I don't really choose, you know. I want to do everything that comes up. I want to do music theater. I want to do TV shows. I want to do movies. I want to do soap operas. So whatever comes up, I am ready and I can't wait. And I miss working, you know, I miss working a lot.
I believe you. I also miss going to the office. So,
Yeah.
Andrea, she's my friend and my colleague from Star Gossip magazine. She is asking, what is the most enjoyable thing to do in Brazil if you visit the country for the first time?
Whoa, that's a difficult question. Brazil is such a huge country. There's a lot to see in Brazil. I live in São Paulo. São Paulo is an enormous,
Mm.
gigantic city. So there is also a lot to see here. But Brazil has a lot of beautiful beaches and landscapes, and the rainforest, which is being devastated right now. But the rainforest is something beautiful to visit, and it's outstanding. And well, there's a lot of things to see in Brazil. But I think the most amazing thing about Brazil are Brazilians.
The people,
We are
yeah.
very, yeah, we're very passionate. We're very um, we're very excited about stuff, and we love making friends. We love communicating. So I think that's the funniest thing about Brazil is Brazilians, and yeah.
Well,
So you
that
should
makes me
visit.
want to come there sooner.
Yeah, you should visit, and especially during Carnival time.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. We're not gonna have Carnival next year because it's because of the pandemics. But as soon as all of this is over, you should come for Carnival because it's a huge party. It's like the biggest party ever.
Wow.
So it's fun. It's fun.
My last question for you, Bruno, is something that I ask everybody, or every guest I have on the show. It's a question that I think it empowers you. Maybe you thought about the question, you asked it yourself, maybe not, maybe
Oh
not.
my God.
So the question is, what message do Bruno Fagundes from the present has for Bruno Fagundes for the future?
For the future.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought you would say for the past. Like, what would you say
Yeah.
to your younger self? For the future, what would I say to myself in the future? Well, can I ask myself a question?
Of course, but
I
you
would
have
like.
to answer it then in the future.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say, stay true to what you believe. Don't worry too much about stuff. Live in the present. This is something that I need to tell myself every day because I always project stuff. So I have to live in the present because life itself, it's amazing the way it is. Even with all the struggle, even with all the difficulties, we're alive, we're here, we're connecting with each other. And that's amazing. So we have to be more thankful than, and stop complaining about stuff. And even when we're facing hard times, we need to be thankful for our existence. So I think I would say something like that. Stay true to yourself and enjoy life and enjoy every day, Yeah,
Enjoy
maybe,
every day.
maybe. Yeah, I think that's it.
Good.
I don't know if I answer it correctly, but yeah, probably.
I think only you know if you answered it correctly.
Oh my God. Okay, that makes me happy.
Thank you so much, Bruno, for joining me today for this interview, conversation, dialogue, whatever you want to call it. It was a pleasure to see you, get to know you, and talk to you. And I hope I will see you soon, maybe, I don't know, in a couple of years, when our interview or dialogue will start with this last question.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I hope you come visit Brazil soon, and I hope to visit your country as well. And thank you so much for that opportunity. I love talking about my career. That was my first live in English, so I'm like stumble a little bit with words and because I'm a little bit rusty with English, but
No,
I love speaking English.
you did a great job, and everybody on the chat loved it. They were like, "Oh my God, the first time he's talking in English. We want to do more English interviews."
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy about it. Thank you so much for everyone that's here with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us here. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bruno. I
Stay
wish you
safe.
all the best. Stay safe, healthy, and good luck with all the projects that you have. And I hope I'll see you soon on the small screen, on stage, maybe when I come to Brazil, or even
Yes.
on the big screen in cinemas when they reopen.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much from the bottom of my heart, and take care as well. And I wish you all the best as well.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody who joined us today for this dialogue interview with Bruno. Thank you, Bruno, again for joining me. It was a pleasure to get to know you, meet you, and talk to you. I will see you on Monday with our next guest. She is from Romania. Her name is Alexia Tsalavutis. She is a singer, talented young woman. You will love it just as much as everybody else loves it and as much as we love it. I am Claudio. I wish you a great weekend because it's Friday. Unfortunately, we cannot go out and dance, but I'm sure we can find something entertaining to do in the house or with some close friends that we can see based on where you live. Stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. just as happy as always and as happy as today.